Hey, everybody, and welcome back for another deep dive. We always try to take a look at some of the most pressing issues,
hmm
facing
Yeah,
the digital world.
absolutely. And
Cybersecurity is always at the top of that list, right?
it is more and more every day.
And one of the things I've been thinking about a lot lately is how much we rely on telecom companies
Yeah, right.
for everything.
Our phones, our internet connection,
Our lives.
all of it
Pretty much.
flows through these companies.
Right.
But what happens when those companies become targets themselves?
That's a great question.
Wow.
And it happens more than we realize.
And I think this recent data breach that we saw really highlights that.
Yeah,
And and it's a little bit scary when you start to think about it.
it is.
A major telecom provider was recently hit with a pretty big data breach.
Yeah.
And we're talking almost 18,000 corporate clients affected.
Yeah.
Who knows how many individuals are caught in the crossfire? That's a lot of people.
So I'm curious,
Yeah.
from your perspective as somebody who works in this field,
hmm
what are the biggest concerns when we hear about a breach like this?
I think one of the things that makes this particular breach so concerning is the type of data that was stolen.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't just names and email addresses.
Yeah.
We're talking about contract numbers, phone numbers, physical addresses,
Wow.
service usage information. I mean, that's a lot of information.
Yeah, it is.
And it's valuable information.
So for the average person out there
Yeah.
who might be listening to this and saying,
Right.
okay, so somebody has my name and email, big deal,
Right.
right? I get spam all the time.
You know what? You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
But what's the real risk here?
So having that service usage data is incredibly valuable to hackers
Okay.
because they can tailor their attacks. They can impersonate your telecom provider with scary accuracy, and so they can call you up. And they sound like your telecom provider.
And they know stuff about me.
And they know things about you, and that makes you so much more likely to fall for a phishing scam.
Wow. So it's not just about stealing my identity.
Right.
It's about using my information
Exactly.
to trick me.
Yeah, to manipulate you, to get you to do something you wouldn't normally do.
So this kind of reminds me of,
Yeah?
I was reading about this hacking group,
Yeah?
and they were specifically going after telecoms,
Yeah.
but they were doing it to spy on government officials.
It's like something out of a movie.
It is.
A spy movie or something.
deadly movie, yeah.
But it's real life, and it happens.
Yeah, and I think that kind of underscores,
Yeah.
the vulnerability of
Yeah.
even, these really sophisticated systems.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just cyber criminals, right?
Right.
I mean, we also have to worry about nation-state actors
That's right.
who are targeting telecom organizations
Yeah.
because they control the infrastructure of communication. Yeah.
So if you can get into a telecom,
You've got
you have access to so much data.
everything.
It's incredibly valuable.
Wow. So this company that was affected,
Yeah.
what are they doing about it?
So it sounds like they've taken some steps to contain the breach.
Okay.
But here's the thing. They found a second compromised device 10 days later.
So this wasn't just
So this wasn't just a one-time hit.
a one-off thing.
Yeah, we're talking about somebody who's really persistent, who really wants to get in there.
10 days later,
That's not great.
that's a little unnerving.
Yeah, it is.
And they still haven't told anybody?
And they haven't said how the attack happened or who might be responsible.
So we don't know if it was cyber criminals or
Right,
nation state.
right. A lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah, so what's the takeaway here?
I think the big takeaway is that nobody is immune to these attacks.
Right.
I mean, if a huge telecom company can be targeted,
Yeah.
then we all need to be really vigilant about our own security.
So what can people do? Well, the basics are still important.
Oh, well,
Strong passwords,
Yes.
multi-factor authentication,
Yeah.
being aware of phishing attempts.
be careful out there.
Be careful what you click on.
Right.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I do want to mention that this deep dive was brought to you by www.stonefly.com.
A great resource for all things cybersecurity.
They offer a wide range of data protection solutions.
Yeah, definitely check them out.
And I think what's really important is that they have a really comprehensive approach
Absolutely.
to data security.
Yeah.
So it's not just about one thing.
Right. It's about layers of protection.
It's about thinking about all the different ways
Yeah.
that your data could be vulnerable and putting those safeguards in place
Proactive security.
and being proactive.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in learning more about how Stonefly can help
Uh-huh.
enhance your cybersecurity posture,
Absolutely.
you can visit their website at www.stonefly.com.
Or reach out to them directly.
That's right.
Sales@stonefly.com.
Yeah, and I think, this breach that we've been talking about,
Yeah.
it's a wake-up call
Yeah, I think so too.
for all of us.
Absolutely.
We can't afford to be complacent
No.
about our security.
Nope.
So take some time. Think about your own data.
Yeah.
Think about the steps that you can take
What are you doing to protect it?
to protect it.
Yeah.
And remember, there are resources out there
Absolutely.
like Stonefly.
They can help. There are people who can help you.
Yeah, so stay safe out there.
Stay safe.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.